As long as the Mahoning Valley is a one-party system, and as long as the Mahoning Valley is thinking small-mindedly, it will always be the same. Mahoning Valley is very, very prejudiced. There is two standards. There's one for people of color, and there's one for people of non-color. There's one for the institution, there's one for the non-institution. And until we understand that, it will always be the same. African Americans are blocked out of anything that has any power to it here in the Mahoning Valley. And that's based upon their politics and based upon their knowledge. And they're not going to advance. Whether it be running for state rep, whether it be running for mayor, they let you have city council, but if you don't understand the power of city council, then the mayor just runs over you. And most people who are a part of the Youngstown city politics as well as the county politics have no idea how this system works. I mentioned earlier talking to some friends of mine about me being the first African American who was a grand jury foreman. So when we go talk about law enforcement, if you don't understand how I became the first in 2015, when the grand jury foreman is actually appointed by a judge, why hasn't a Democrat judge appointed other African Americans as foreman for the grand jury? One, so they can understand the process, and two, so they can have input on what's going on, especially when you have an incarceration and a law enforcement as well as a criminal justice system that is overrun by people of non-color, but the people who are going through it are people of color. The system stays the same until you actually get into it and change it, but you got to know how. We watch them actually cut votes to make sure African Americans don't become mayor. We watched it with Jay Williams when he became the first African American mayor of Youngstown City. But if he had not run as an independent, he would not have been mayor, because in that primary, they made sure that Bob Bush could not win. Bob Bush is the current director of Job and Family Services. Bob Bush has been a law director. Bob Bush has been a deputy prosecutor for the county. Bob Bush is very, very qualified and could have been mayor, but they made sure that they had enough African Americans in the vote to cut the vote so that he could not become mayor. Because as we know, you cannot put two women and or two African Americans into any race and come out with one.